Hey guys, welcome to my wellness place. Today's topic, we're going to be talking a little bit about relationships. Not just like relationships with you and your spouse, you and your partner, husband and wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. It could be with your parents, it could be with your kid, just relationships in general. I like to use analogies when I'm explaining like a new concept, idea, or teaching. As a therapist, this has been something really useful that I use. And so today we're going to be using the analogy and talking about how relationships, they're like plants, right? We have to nurture them. We have to take care of them. We have to pour into them. If we don't take care of them, right, we're going to start to see like little signs, things that are showing us or that are indicators that our relationship is no longer healthy. I kind of got into this new like hobby of, collecting plants. This spring, I actually planted my first veggie garden in raised planter beds, which has been really cool. That'll be a different video. But as I've been learning more about plants, how to take care of plants, I've created my own veggie garden. It's been amazing just to see how things grow. I think another thing that's amazing about this journey that I'm sharing with you guys as I create this new wellness space is that this is the first time in my life that I have been single this long out of a relationship, right? And so as I have been learning about myself more, gaining more clarity, I have begun to kind of reflect a little bit more about relationships, right? Maybe what has not went well in my relationships, what went wrong, what I have learned about being in relationship. Not only what went wrong on my end, it could be just in general, right? The other person or us together. And so, although I'm not going to be going into detail about my own personal relationships, I think the beauty in this journey is that as I am healing, growing, and learning, right, I have been able to take a step back and to think about ways that I can begin to nurture live things. So just kind of follow along as I share more. So I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about the plant that I have, right? I did research it, and it looks like it's called the banana wild plant. Again, you guys, I'm new at this. Like, I'm just now learning about like plants, what the names are, how to take care of them, what they need, how much each one needs varying degrees of like sunlight, right? They have their own instructions as far as like how much water, when to water. And so when you think of it in terms of relationship, right, depending on who we are in relationship with, that person, right, and that connection might mean different things, right, as far as like time together, levels of communication, attachment, all the things. So it just depends on the person, similar to the plant. So today the focus is going to be watering the plants. And so I'm going to be watering the plant that I'm going to show you. As I'm watering it, I'm going to share some helpful tips about how to water your relationship. Okay, so if you take a look at this plant here, something that I noticed, that I realized are a lot of the tips are starting to turn brown. What's interesting is I actually have two of the same plants, right? I have them across from the other. But the other one on the other side, the leaves, the tips are actually not brown. And so what I began to read and learn about that was it's possible that this one is either being underwatered or maybe not really getting enough sunlight. Because I watered them at the same time, I'm actually gonna go with the idea or the theory that it might not be getting enough sunlight. The other thing is I can begin to trim or prune the leaves. And so I think that that is something that could be helpful. And so I'm realizing that maybe this plant has been neglected, right? Its needs are not being met, similar to what happens within a relationship. Not taking care of it, not treating it right the way that it should be, not tending to it the right way, it can start to show us signs. So this plant is currently showing me signs. So I'm gonna go ahead and water it, and then I'm gonna do some pruning just to take care of it and give it some attention that it needs. And then I'm going to find another place in my house where it's going to get the proper sunlight. All right. So I am done trimming and pruning the leaves that were dying to take care of it and help bring the plant back to life. In terms of ways to water your relationship, bring it back to life, and get it on the right track. Now, I'm not going to be long-winded with this one. I'm just going to give like let's say like 3 simple tips. All right. Ways to do that, I would say quality time, super important. If you are a busy couple, it is really important to carve out the time. Sometimes people say, like, I don't have the time. I have to, I'm busy. I have to make the time. And I say that we make time for the things that are important to us. So if you guys have to schedule it for like, hey, Friday night's date night, or Sunday night is, dinner and movie at home, because we have the kids. Quality time is extremely important. Communication, and actually, these are actually in no order, okay? But communication is really, really important. It's important to be communicating, right? But the way that you do it is also important. To communicate clear, to express yourself, speak up, talk about the things rather than sweeping them under the rug. Communication is extremely important, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know it already. And then lastly, I would say another way to water and nourish your relationship is have fun together. Have fun, okay? I mean, when you guys started talking, started dating, I don't care if it was 2 weeks ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago, have fun with each other, enjoy each other company, laugh, have a game night at home, do karaoke, go bowling. Like the things that you guys did when you dated, try that again. Take a cooking class. Like it is really important to have fun with your person. So those are some quick tips, well, not quick tips, but 3 easy tips, right? Just take one and see if you can implement it. Right? Take that one, just try it. You do not have to try all of them. You do not need to cross them all off of your list by implementing them. But let's say just stick with one. Let me know how it goes in the comments.